So, Joel, I want to dig into your personal life a little bit because you have such a fascinating way of. I mean, you make and if everyone feel that the moment that they're spending with you is 100% theirs, but I know in the background, and your time is important, and you talked about that. But I know in the background you're doing so many things. You've got your family is a key pillar. Your health and fitness is a key pillar. You're traveling all the time. As a leader, how are you navigating all of that and doing it so well?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the sentiment. I certainly don't feel like I'm always doing it well, but I'll tell you my philosophy and how I mentor people that are pursuing a path to their dreams and whatever that dream might look like is the following. I tell them if you're younger than 35 years old, you need to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way. What do I mean by that? When the boss asks you if you're able to give the big sales presentation, even though the voice in the back of your head says you're not ready for this, I don't think you're going to do well. The answer is yes. You prepare yourself, you go out there, you embarrass yourself, you do it better the next time. And that's how you learn through that process. When they ask you if you're ready to go lead this mission, your answer is yes. You're going to figure it out. You're going to do everything behind the scenes to make sure that you're successful. And you're going to push yourself into that discomfort zone and ensure that you're leaning into all of those opportunities as aggressively as you can. Why? Because it's exposure to all of those areas of discomfort that really owns the discipline for us to perform in a positive way when you get to those areas.
Mm.
Now, when you're after 35 years old, the main advice that I give to people is that you're flipping the script. You are no longer going to say yes to everything you're asked. You're going to aggressively say no to everything you're asked, unless it aligns to your key things that you want to pursue in life. So you're completely looking at it in a different direction. I've said yes to everything for the first half of my life. Now I'm saying no to everything in the second half. Why? Because it's the distractions that stop us from doing the big things in life once we pass about 35 years old. The better you are at saying no to things, the freer your time will be to say yes to the most important things. So while it looks like I'm juggling a lot of things, to your point, I'm aggressively saying no to everything else that doesn't align with the few things that I have really focused my time on.
So let's pull that thread a little bit more because saying no is uncomfortable and it may feel to some that they are letting others down. How might you coach them through telling someone no?
Yeah, I would say that it- I don't have that problem. Meaning, so
Did you in the
I would be
beginning?
challenged by that. I probably did, and
Mhm.
certainly prior to cancer, I would have. I am at the place now after I've learned how short all of our lives are, not
Mm.
just my life because I had a cancer battle. And the big surprise for me was not that I might die in 18 months, it was that I was gonna die at all. Because for all of us, that notion of death is so far away and really something that we don't really come face to face with very often in life that all of a sudden I had to, accept the fact that I was gonna die someday and I better make good use of the time between now and then. So when people ask to have my time, I aggressively say no. I never feel bad about it, and then I also introduce gatekeepers to my time on top of that. So I don't even I do, most of the time you're working with my executive assistant. Most of the time you're going to be working with somebody on my team, and that's because I want to jealously guard my time at this stage so I can be as incredibly impactful on the few things that I want to do as possible. That desire dwarfs any emotional attachment I would have to say no to somebody else in that long time. Really just get, I mean, it doesn't even cross my mind to think twice about it at
I
that
think
point.
that's a great lesson right there. I mean, I think if you actually put time as the thing you're protecting, right? Everything else, like to your point, it dwarfs behind that. And I think the way you did that, you actually made it very doable for people to say no because now you've created gatekeepers. You've put some stops in there, and I think that's a lesson that people can take away as they're looking to navigate their journey forward. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this leadership lesson, watch the full episode by hitting the thumbnail here and subscribe now to get the latest episodes of Long Blue Leadership delivered directly to your YouTube feed or wherever you get your podcasts.